nightmare. And then there was a guy, a friend of mine, and I got an email from the Procurator Fiscal at Kilmarnock, and they said to me, I was reading your book, and he says, you talk about Jimmy Clark a lot in it, your friend. He said, just to let you know that Jimmy's just went under a major surgery. He said, don't know if you know. So immediately I phoned Jimmy up, and he answers the phone. And I says, are you okay? And he went, aye. I says, I heard you were well. And he said, oh, actually, he said, I was just getting a major operation, I had cancer in the stomach. He says, and I was in getting an operation. He says, believe it or not, I'm just back from the hospital, just go today. So I says, you okay? He said, aye, all right, it's not too bad, you know. But apparently what happened was, after his operation, Jimmy got wheeled out, and he's got a mask and all that on, and they've got these machines on him, and they take him up to the intensive care unit. And when he was up there, they're making him comfortable, so they've got all these machines on him to check him out, they've got a thing in his finger, they've got a mask over his face, and the nurse is just sort of tucking him in, making him comfortable, like this. And Jimmy says to her, are my testicles black? So she went, oh, wait, I'll see. So she goes to the bottom of the bed, and she rolls the bottom of the bed up, and then she lifts his goonie up, and she takes his manhood in one hand, and she takes his testicles in another, and she's a right good gander. Puts them back, covers them up, puts the blanket back down, and she goes round to him and she says, no, they're okay. And he removed the mask and he smiled at her and he said, thanks very much for that wee unexpected thrill. But can you listen very carefully? Are my test results how women turn their thing round and make it look as if it was your fault? You know what I mean? They do that, am I right? They do that all the time. There was this guy, and he was going to this lassie, right, he'd met her at Guy Fawkes night. They call her Bonnie, because every guy's been told her. But he didn't know that, right? And he was going to this lassie, but he'd caught her a couple of times with a couple of his pals, and she was sort of flirting with him and all the rest of it. And the boy was getting a bit fed up with it. However, this night he came home from his work, and you can hear a wee bit of dodgy stuff going up the stairs. So he goes up there and he has a look, and here's he's in bed with his best mate. So he just loses it, grabs a knife, stabs him to death. And she looks at him and says, if you keep this up, you're not going to have any pals left. Police secrets is a big thing as well. I was in the motorbikes one time and we get taken in and we told, right, you're on standby. And he says, what is it? He says, it's a special VIP coming to Glasgow. He says, who is it? I'm not allowed to tell you who it is, it's a need to know basis. Well, surely you can tell us, you're the police. No, we can't tell you, the boss says. Not allowed to tell you until the last minute. He says, well, where are we going to? You're going to escort him to a secret rendezvous, but we're not allowed to tell you where it is. You'll get told 15 minutes before it. He says, surely we should know what the route we're going to take. You'll be told that 15 minutes before we go there. What time are we doing it at? That'll be told, you'll find out about that 15 minutes before we have to go. And it was one of these things, so we're all sitting about the office sort of waiting for this thing to get told who it is, where we're going, what time. And one of the guys went, oh bugger this, I'm going to get a paper. And he goes out and comes in with the Evening Times, front page of the Evening Times, Salmon and Rusty to visit Royal Concert Hall. So you want to know a secret, get the Times. There was a cop actually, and he kept this wee secret for his wife. He was 25 years married, and he decided that he was going to go back to the first place where they had their honeymoon, in this beautiful wee hotel out in the country. And they went away there to the country and all the rest of it. And then the next morning they got up and says, I've got another wee surprise for you. So they jump into the car and he drives in, and he stops just at this beautiful big oak tree. And they get out and he says, remember this spot? This is where we had our first passionate kiss. And he takes her down and he leans her against the fence, and he goes to give her a big passionate kiss, at which point she grabs his cheeks and she starts to pull at his cheeks and bite his chin and wrap her legs around him and squeeze him mad, and then start scratching his back. And he went, oh darling, you were never as passionate as this 25 years ago. She says, no, and the farmer's friends would electrify them. And there was this guy, there was this cop, and he was a widower, he'd been a widower for a few years. And the thing was, he was actually a good guy, a really good guy, and he said to me this day, he says, no, I've been going to this lassie for a while, we've never done it. She's a single parent, we've never done it, he says. But he says, we're going to this dinner dance thing, and it's an overnight stay, and we think it's about time we sort of go together and stay the night with people. And I says, well, good for you, George, that's brilliant. So he says, the only thing is, he says, I'm a bit worried about, don't worry about it. I say, see all the hotels, they've all got a toilet, in the toilet, condom machine. You get, no, I'm not bothered with that. He says, I'm not bothered with condoms. He says, what I'm worried about is when we go to bed, that I might not be able to sort of rise to the occasion. He says, so, I mean, I don't know what to do. I says, well, know what to do. See when you finish this afternoon, make an appointment with your doctor, go and see your doctor, he'll fix you up. So, next morning, Josh comes into work, so I says, how'd you get on? He went, oh, brilliant. He said, there's nothing to worry about. I went in there, the doctor gave me a prescription for Viagra. Apparently I take one of these half an hour before it, it'll be fine. I went, there you go, knocked it off. So we left that day, and he was going to go away in his night thing, and I was going on my weekend off. So on the Sunday morning, I'm driving down to the shop to get the paper, and as I'm driving down, I can see George, and he's standing outside the paper shop, and he's all sort of shaking. So I get out and I'm like, George, how are you? How's your night of passing? He says, my night of passing, he says, 14 times. 14 times! I say, 14 times? You're lucky I broke your neck. He said, I broke my wrist, you never turned up.